Before I start, if you want to really take your business to the next level this year, definitely go to movingseminar.com and come spend 3 days with me in March at Moving Sales Academy Live. All right. All the details are there. Just wanted to mention that before I get started. Today I spent some time with quite a few clients and different calls that I had. And, really over the past, I would say the past few months, I've realized that, there's a lot of distraction going on. There's a lot of people that are struggling to maintain focus in the areas of their business that really matter and that are really going to allow them to grow. And so I wanted to kind of, express this because I hate to see good people with, very smart people, very talented people with good, intentions, that have big aspirations, big dreams, that want to, really, create an amazing lifestyle for themselves and build a business for themselves, but, get caught up in, comparison and distraction. Okay. These two things can be an absolute killer for your momentum if you're not careful and you don't first recognize them and you're not aware of them and how they could affect you and your business and just your overall sense of happiness, right? So, when I talk about comparison, all right, it's important to realize that, in this world of social media, in this world of, interconnectedness of people, where, we now have an opportunity to, hear more people's stories, right? As a moving company owner, you're able to, kind of connect with other companies and hear their stories of, what they're doing and what's working for them. And it's very easy to start comparing yourself to these other companies and what they're doing. And the reason that that's dangerous, there's a few reasons why. Number one is it's important that you have your mission of what you're working on. And just because you hear that someone else is doing something that happens to be working for them, okay, assuming that it's true and that it really is working for them, but just because you hear something's working for someone else doesn't mean that you should allow it to distract you from what you're working on and what's important to you. And why so many people are getting distracted with, not even other moving companies, but just, people online saying you need to be doing this and you need to be doing that. And, and I could be one of them. You could watch my stuff and you're like, man, Louis, you're telling me to do this and you're telling me to do that. And what I want to share with you is that you have to listen to everything that is coming from me or from anyone else or from other companies that you hear or from, some motivator on social media. And you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt and say, you know what, that's good. I like that idea. Let me put it in my someday maybe list of a project that I plan on working on while I continue to stay focused on my current goals, priorities, and objectives. And the reason that most people, don't fall into this trap of comparison and distraction, we'll talk a little bit more about distraction in a minute, is because they don't have their mission in front of them. They don't have their goals and their objectives and know what it is that they're trying to accomplish. So, their goals and their accomplishments are more like, I want to achieve more and I want to achieve faster, but it's not specific. Right? They haven't identified the things that it's going to take to get there and then work on those diligently. Okay. And, when you are in business, right, it's important. It's so important that you have these, specific objectives that you're working on a continual basis. All right. So like for me, for example, when I started my moving company, you guys know the story, but I'll just real quick. 2 rental trucks, no money, working out of the truck rental yard. I was aware of what competition was doing in the area, but I never let what someone else was doing derail me from my mission, derail me from what I was doing, because you can't do everything. So if you're trying to accomplish what it is you're trying to accomplish, and then you see someone else and they're doing something, you're like, oh wait, that's a great idea too. I need to start doing that, because you kind of have like FOMO, like fear of missing out. Like you feel like, okay, they're going to be the first ones to do it. I have to do it too. This will send you on a continual path of zig, zag, that will take a lot longer to get where you're going if you end up getting where you're going. It's much easier to take the straight path, okay, than constantly zigzag and chase all these shiny objects. And so, listen, there's new tools, there's new technology. You might hear somebody, hey, wow, they're doing this. That sounds like really good. I need to do that. And maybe you do, but not right away, right? Not right away. You need to set up yourself. Like right now, here's how you fix this, all right? I want you to pick 3 things that you're going to work on over the next 3 months, okay? So for the next quarter, all right? I know we're kind of in the middle of the first quarter already, but if you haven't done this, if you don't have quarterly objectives starting, January 1, start today. And for the next 3 months, work on 3 big things, okay? 3 big things that will be, monumental to your business. That'll be a real game changer to your business. Too many times we're distracted with this whole big, long to-do list of stuff, and we just keep adding to it, but we never take the time to prioritize, right? We never take the time to go, okay, what if I put all my attention and all my focus on one thing, and then the next thing, and then the third thing in this like 3-month period, and really other than the day-to-day of my business of what has to get done, all my attention's focused on those things. That's how you'll really start to move the needle in your business, right? Just, think about some big projects that you could put in place. Like, if you're like, hey, you know what, maybe I need to get mover training, maybe I need to develop my mover training program. That would be, monumental to my business. Like that would totally change the way that my business functions, the way that we hire. Okay. Like make that one of the objectives, right? And work on that every day to get that done. That's something big. You might not be able to go check every day on your checklist, right? You might not have that rewarding feeling of checking something off. However, stay persistent with it over the course of, those 3 months and get it done, right? Maybe you need to build a sales process. Maybe you really need to get that under control. It's time to say, you know what? I need to have consistent moves coming in. I can't have this up and down. I can't have, December, January, February roll around and I'm like, I don't know what's happening because there's no moves coming in. You need to set that type of stuff up in advance, but it's not something you could just go do and check off your list every day. It's a project, right? And then the project breaks down into tasks. And by the way, if you want to learn how to do that, come join us at Moving Sales Academy. Just go to movingseminar.com. 3 days of just going into that 100% completely. You'll have everything you need, a complete blueprint when you leave to set your business up for success. If you're already successful, you will go to that next level of success. But, pick 3 things to focus on, right? So that's, how you start to say, all right, let me not compare myself to other people. Number one, because you also can't believe what everyone is saying, right? Everybody, in a social media world these days, tends to, it's unfortunate, but people tend to over exaggerate or lie about things. And, a lot of people don't even really know what's working for them. They'll say, this is working for me, but yet they don't know the numbers behind it, right? They don't know, the actual math and how that adds up, right? They might say, yeah, I'm getting a lot of moves by doing this, but at the end of the day, is it netting profit for them? So, just, be careful when you're comparing yourself and realize that everybody's at a different stage in their business. Everybody's on a different journey and everybody wants different things, right? You may be in the business for 20 years and your aspirations have been, I just want to provide a good living for myself. I want to be able to take care of my family. I want to be able to, take vacations when I want. But you don't have like these big, ideas of grandeur of getting rich. That's okay. That's you got to be real with you and what you want. And don't let me or don't let someone else make you feel like you should be, shooting for more. Everything that I teach and everything that I'm about is about profiting in your business and thriving in your life. All right. And that's different for everybody. Everybody has different goals and everybody has different aspirations. You've got people that are, in their 60s that have been doing this 20 years that have a very simple life. And then they look at, they're like, wow, I met this guy, he's got 25 years old. He's got this huge company. I don't know how they're doing it, and you got to do what's right for you. All right. So when you're looking and you're seeing other people do stuff, you got to, like really be true to you and be true to what you want and not compare yourself to other people and think that you should have what they want. All right. I would say that you should definitely have enough money to live the lifestyle you want to live with enough security for yourself to be able to, weather any storm that may come along, and you need to be able to enjoy your life, right? Beyond that, how far you want to go is totally up to you. The next thing is distraction, right? We're living in such a distracted world, right? I know you hear this, I know you know this, but it's like we see people and they're constantly just on their phone, glued into the phone. The first thing they do in the morning is pick up the phone, and they're dialed in like immediately, like checking the news, checking emails, and it's causing problems in the workplace. Period. I mean, your employees are distracted, right? But you're distracted too, not you, right? Maybe you're not, but people, the natural default setting nowadays, let's just say the default setting that we all have, if we don't guard ourselves against it, is distraction, right? In other words, there's so much stuff flying at us that if we don't guard ourselves, right, and be very intentional about eliminating distraction, you're going to get totally sucked into that. And guess what happens? You spend the day scrolling feeds, right? Or you spend the evening, getting sucked into Netflix, one show to the next show to the next show. Or, you say, let me learn about something, and you go online and you do a search, and then you end up in this rabbit hole of, blue links and clicking on this and clicking on that. And the real work doesn't get done, right? You've gotta be militant about guarding your focus time and eliminating distractions, right? It's so important. People, a lot of, my clients, people that I meet at the seminars, they want to know, how do you get so much done? And a big part of that, I've come to realize, is that I don't worry about what anyone else is doing, right? I don't look at, competition or someone that's and worry about what they have going on. I worry about what I need to do, right? Stay aware of what's happening. But you don't have to be in the know of every little thing, right? You don't have to feel like you're going to miss out on something. If you've got a good plan for your business and for your life, stick to that. Keep it simple. Work on those 3 things that are going to matter, right? And guard your focus. And part of that, people are like, I have trouble focusing, or, people, I got ADD, and a lot of it is not that. You know what I mean? Like, I know, yes, people clinically have issues. There's no doubt about it. However, a lot of it is just the society that we're in, the modern day of technology, which is great. I mean, because of technology, I'm able to be here with you right now live, having this conversation. But at the same time, we need to guard ourselves against it, because there is a dark side to it. And I don't mean to get so philosophical about it, but it's true, right? And, chances are you're watching this right now. You have a business that you're trying to grow. You're trying to expand. You're trying to, better your life and your position. And I don't want to see you wasted away with distraction and comparison. All right. So pick yourself 3 big objectives for the next 3 months, 3 big things that if you do them will totally shift your business and change it around. All right. Set you on a totally new course. Find out, sit down and think about, okay, throughout the day, where do I get distracted? How can I eliminate those distractions? What things can I put in place to help myself eliminate those distractions? And then go out there and crush it for the next few months, all right? And make sure you come see me at Moving Sales Academy Live. There's gonna be hundreds of moving companies there, like-minded companies that are like at a point where like, I'm ready to go to that next level. There's gonna be people just starting out, and there's people there that are in the, make sure I'm saying this right, definitely in the 8 figures, Okay. So, you know, you've got, you know, some amazing people that you're going to be around, you're going to be able to network with. And the best part about it is it's 3 days of focus on one thing, right? Taking your business to the next level. So make sure you go to movingseminar.com. I hope this was helpful. Go out there every single day, profit in your business, thrive in your life. I'll see you guys later.